Rickheim to left center field. That ball is down, and that's a winner. Bazidlo scores. Rickheim the hero, and for the first time in 5 years, the Navigators have won 20 ball games.
Got him! Robert Brown lets out a scream on the mound, and he gets in and out of a jam for the 3rd time tonight. Is that Robert Brown or is that Harry Houdini on the mound? He gets out of it, and we remain tied at 1, pounding his chest.
1 ball, 1 strike. Rickheim, deep drive, left field. Greco turns and watches, and it's gone. A 3-run shot off the bat of Jack Rickheim. His first home run this summer. Lightning strikes 4-0 North Shore in the 2nd inning.
Third baseman Bellows shades a little bit towards the line. The rest of the infield shades, and now they got him picked. Soft toss over to third. He's in a rundown. Bello will tag him out himself. Boy, did Charlie Bergsman need that. So Kevin Hall, who rips an RBI double, dies a hero. And the 2-2. Hammered left side, base hit. Ellis hits third. They're going to send him around. Play at the plate, not in time. Frandudo on his way to second to throw in. He slides in. The late inning North Shore Navs at it again. A 3-2 lead in the 8th.
2-2. Ripped into left field. Off the glove of Hackett at third. Flynn hits third. He's going to score to tie the game. Ellis with a big turn. He'll go back to first. And Hudson Ellis comes through in the clutch. The Navigators have tied it in the 8th. Just 12 miles north of downtown Boston across the Tobin Bridge and just off Route 1 North from Frazier Field, the home of the Navs. It's the North Shore Navigators and the Ocean State Waves in a Sunday matinee clash of the NECBL. I'm Luke Fitzpatrick here with Gavin Watson. Glad you've joined us and spent your July 5th with us. Gavin, we'll start with the Waves, a team that has had their struggles this season to say the least, but they're in good form of late.
And Ismael Barrero really was sensational out of the bullpen. He faced the minimum in that 4th inning. 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 3 strikeouts. So another right-hander. And Howard Rephon looking for the hard-throwing righty to continue what Ismael Barrero began. First pitch, shot toward first base. A chance for Frandudo, an easy one. He underhands to first. Oh my, Geisler dropped his glove and picked up the thing that mattered, which was the baseball.
You know what? You've seen Anthony Rizzo do something like that with a ball stuck in the pitcher's glove, but this time the pitcher's glove just fell off, and he had to field that one at first base with his bare hands. You can see right there, just completely drops it. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
A little bit of a look what I found for Mikey Geisler standing on first base, so score at 3-1 on a very eventful out number 1.
I think that bounce helped as well. As it hit off the dirt, it just bounced right into his bare hands.
Dylan Fitzsimmons fouls the first pitch into the mitt for strike 1. He's 0 for 2, had both of his at-bats in that 5-run 2nd inning. He was responsible for 2 of those 3 outs in that inning. Flew out to right field and struck out. Geisler from the stretch, and that one's across, count very quickly, 0-2.
Fitzsimmons heading into this ball game today, just still trying to get it going offensively, batting just a .091. That only lone hit out of his first 11 at-bats in a Swamp Bats uniform.
0-2 shot toward left center field. That's going to drop into the grass in front of Colin Lynch. Base hit. Fitzsimmons stops at first base. Blistered that ball on a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, it's another guy that has to get more attempts with the wooden bat right here. He had his first hit in the Swamp Bats uniform last night, and now tonight also getting his second against the Navigators. So just someone, again, that has to get accustomed. The man from St. John's had success there, now just getting accustomed to the summer ball play at the NECBL level.
First hit of the ball game for Fitzsimmons, 8th overall for Keene. And that one, 95 miles an hour off the bat. Big lead off first base as Avery Smith fouls one back. Again, Sengenberger with 7 caught stealings. So if you're Geisler, you can feel pretty comfortable not worrying too much about Fitzsimmons. Smith, a guy who's 0 for 2 on the evening as well. Struck out looking, and that awkward 1 unassisted ground out, the pitch that was over his head and hit the barrel of the bat. Skips it into the dirt on a throw over to first. Would have been a close play, but regardless, the count 0-1. Nico Sinise, the 9-hitters, had a good night on deck. 0-1 Geisler to Smith. That one's across. A little bit above the zone, but called a strike. Now it's 0-2. It's been a wide zone for Brian Roth tonight.
Yeah, and it's been consistently so far on the outer half of the plate. That one just on the top of the zone, according to Brian Roth. So hitters just have to adapt. They have to just keep on going and try to fight, especially when you're down 2 strikes like Smith is.
Another pickoff move by Geisler. It's a big hole on the right side of the infield if Smith is able to push a ground ball the other way. Rondudo holding on. Fitzsimmons and the second baseman, Michael Brown, shaded just a touch towards second base and coming in looking for potential double play. 0-2 is hammered up the middle. It'll be a base hit. Fitzsimmons had to wait a little bit, but he'll get into second standing up. Back-to-back singles. Swamp Bats are cooking here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, still only 1 gone in the inning right now. You saw just the ground out from Charlie Maglio, but this time he's able to get another high pitch, but that was the breaking ball. Not exactly the location that you want to leave it on the outer half of the plate to where you can still let it get deep. When you mistakenly throw a breaking ball on the top half of the zone, you want it to get inside to where the batter just has a last-ditch effort to get a swing on it. But this time Smith waited back on it. He let the ball get deep even when it was breaking towards the zone and drove it right down the middle of the infield.
Sinise 0 for 1, but he's been on base both times. He's walked and reached on an error. Hammers that one foul out of play. One of the stronger 9-hole hitters in all of the NECBL. Sinise coming into action, 260, an OPS of 845. 2 home runs on the season and a big out, of course, to get for Geisler with this potent top of the order due up. Every infielder a couple of steps in, trying to create an out anywhere they can. That's in there for a strike right down the chute on the inner half. 0-2.
A quick pitch right there, 94 miles per hour. We talked about how that fastball, that also has some run to it as well. Getting up there in the velo, 94 on the radar gun.
So Geisler's had trouble this season throwing strikes. That has been the least of his problems so far in the inning. Looking for a clutch strikeout. Here's back at Fitzsimmons, and that one popped up on the left side of the infield. Simpson and Ellis. Simpson calls him off and squeezes it. So an infield pop out. Infield fly was not in effect. So now 2 down, and back to the top of the order in Colin Anderson, who has a home run tonight.
And the big lanky lefty sets from the windup, and the first pitch of the ball game we're underway is in there for strike 1. 6:08 p.m. for the first pitch. A sticky, humid 76 degrees. We're so glad you were able to join us. Fine night for baseball, and Zimmerman quickly ahead of the shortstop. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, just have to attack the zone if you're Jack Zimmerman, especially against Frank Kelly. Get things started off right for the North Shore Navigators.
On the ground, left side of the infield, Jack Rickheim up with that, and it's an easy 6-3 put out to start the ball game. And we'll take a look at the Upper Valley lineup. CJ, take it away.
Alex Kelsey after Frank Kelly. Then it'll be Nick Quagliano, the designated hitter. Kyle Langley, Alejandro Puig. Tim Dickinson bats 6th. He's the second baseman. Batting 7th is going to be Jonathan Holt. Levi Jones and the catcher Riggs Catlin round things out at 9 tonight for the Nighthawks.
Alex Kelsey digging in. He hurt the Navigators the last time. Multi-hit game for him. Bounces that one foul over toward Dan Likas, the first baseman this evening. And 4 pitches and 4 strikes to start Jack Zimmerman's evening. Zimmerman was the Navigators' candidate for the All-Star vote-in aspect of the ballot. Did not make it, but his team showed up for him. That's into the dirt. Didn't chase that one. Kelsey coming into this ball game in good form. 320 on the season. OPS north of 830. He'll take that one in there for a strike. Zimmerman early getting ahead of these Nighthawks.
And especially, too, for Zimmerman being a southpaw. Upper Valley 2-4-1 when they face a left-handed starter.
Navigators will be facing a lefty as well in Daniel Lazaro. They have nearly identical numbers offensively between right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching. Kelsey takes that one off the plate inside. Count will be filled up here, 3-2. A guy who has reverse splits. He really hits left-handers well. 333 against the southpaws, just 256 against righties this season. He'll roll that one in play. Dan Likas nearly had a chance at a foul ball. Now he'll have a chance at a fair ball. And 2 up and 2 down by way of the ground out. We'll take a look for the first time tonight at the Navigator defense. For the 3rd consecutive game, it's a Harvard Crimson left side of the infield with Tyler Schulman and Jack Rickheim. Joey Bezidlo is the second baseman with Dan Likas over at first. In the outfield, left to right, Grant Hunter, Hunter Kingsbury, and Danny Flynn. And Aiden Sengenberger, the fantastic defensive catcher, completing the battery with the lefty Zimmerman.